The Brethren of Chaos podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to the next episode of the Brethren of Chaos podcast. We're back, and it's just me and Steve.
There's an empty chair.
There's two mics. Well, there's three mics, but one of them is out of use. Yeah, for the first time since the Jonestown massacre.
Which is uno.
Yeah, numero uno it's just us two.
Riding solo.
I know. It's strange. It feels a little bit quiet already.
Yeah. There's no giggles in the background.
No. But no, we're ready. We're ready to ride the wave. We're ready to crack on, aren't we?
Oh yeah, of course. It was a funny episode last week.
Oh, it was, yeah.
That was definitely funny.
It was a giggler. It's always a giggler when Connor comes on. And like, you think like we could ask Connor. Like, we asked him, obviously last week we asked him on the day, do you want to come on and do it?
Yeah.
Short
notice, extreme short notice.
We could ask him a week in advance and ask him, do a bit of research and all that, but you won't get the same Connor if you ask him to do it. Because the energy he brings is just like, you don't want any of that research.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
He's perfect for the third seat.
Yeah.
But no, we had a silly one last week. We're probably gonna have a laugh this week as well.
Yeah, probably.
But, no, it's a really good episode. It's a really good topic.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit information, exactly what I know a lot of people like.
Yeah. It was love at first sight, I think. When I thought of this topic, I was like, I had instant goosebumps.
Yeah, so we were texting after last week's, weren't we, thinking, what can we do? We've got a pile of things we want to do, and you said, Bonnie and Clyde, and I was like, yeah, no, that's an exciting one.
On the run,
yeah.
Shootouts.
Exactly, perfect. That's a bit of us, that Bonnie and Clyde. And then you dropped the fucking bomb of Alcatraz.
I don't even know how it came to my head.
No, it's just out of nowhere, and I was like, scrap Bonnie and Clyde. We're doing Alcatraz.
100%.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a little chat, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
The
Rock.
I want to apologise in advance if I ever call it Alcaraz.
Alcaraz.
Because I've got Antolin Alcaraz stuck in my head from all the research I've been doing.
What?
You know, you used to play for Everton.
Yeah. Actually, I think you should call it that throughout this whole episode.
Alcaraz.
Yeah.
Well, no. Yeah, we're about the Rock films, famous Rock. What did they say? I'm paraphrasing here. If you break the rules of society, you go to prison. If you break the rules in prison,
you go to the Rock.
Yeah.
You go to Alcatraz.
You go to Alcatraz. Yeah.
Maximum security prison.
This is it.
On a fucking island.
Yeah. There should be no escape. No, it's mad, and it's like famous, isn't it? This is folklore. This is
iconic
films.
Yeah. What's the Clint Eastwood film? Escape from Alcatraz.
Escape from Alcatraz. Yeah. And then there's like
the Birdman. That's a good one. The Birdman of Alcatraz.
What's his name?
I can't remember, but he had birds.
Yeah, he did.
That's an old one.
Yeah. There's The Rock.
Yeah, with what's his name? Sean Connery.
Sean Connery. Yeah. And then what's the one with Sylvester Stallone in as well? He's in one.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
With Arnie. Is that in Alcatraz?
Oh, I don't know about that. That sounds like a good setup, though.
I could be making that up, but I feel like they're definitely in a film where they break out of prison together.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's Alcatraz, though.
That's too soon for Alcatraz.
Yeah. I know the one you're on about, though,
recent. But no, it's the same kind of thing. They're on an island, aren't they? Prison.
Yeah, they're on some like extreme prison scenario.
Exactly. So let's set the scene. Where are we? We're in San Francisco Bay.
Yeah, right in the bay.
Yeah.
The Golden Gate Bridge is in the background.
Yeah. It's an island.
You're a mile from shore. And
it was called like La Isla de Alcarazes or something.
Yeah, was it
something like that because it was.
Was it some birds on the island?
Yeah, pelicans and garnets and stuff.
Yeah, so the Spanish or the Portuguese.
Yeah,
they first found it, didn't they?
Yeah, and it was theirs, and it was their island, and it had a fort on it or something like that, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, that's the best place to have a fort, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the reason that when it became possession of America, they were like, "Let's fucking put it there."
Yeah, let's rock with this.
It's already built. All you got to do is put a few guard towers up. It's done.
It's made itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Do you know? Have you got any years or?
I haven't, but I know it was in the Civil War.
It was the 30s, I think.
Oh, the 30s was when it turned into a prison.
Okay, but yeah, go on. We'll go back a little bit.
So in the Civil War, it was used as like a military outpost.
Yeah.
And then it was used as a military prison up until the 30s, where they just turned into civilian maximum security prison.
Yeah, with 20-foot walls and guards.
Machine Gun Kelly turning up.
Yeah.
They're the times where you want to be gangster.
He was in the first things, wasn't he?
Yeah,
the first convoy of prisoners. Machine Gun Kelly.
Fucking legendary.
I know.
How cool. Bet you he was like so cool.
I know.
To be called that and have like legendary status like that.
But they said like, obviously, Machine Gun Kelly, what a name, a gangster, a murderer.
Yeah.
When he went to Alcatraz and they were like, they just fucking. He was affected that much by the stringent rules and everything like that that he just like totally fell out of character. He was just like
caved,
totally caved, straight in line with everything that the guards and everything were asking. So it's mental. So
he's just called Kelly.
Yeah, just Kelly. So when so they all go over and it's run by like just normal people, isn't it?
Yeah, and isn't this guy Johnston? I think he was
sure.
the first guy who took it over the prison in the 30s.
And it was like, I know I heard something about like there was a guy who was he was a prison administrator.
Yeah.
And then he became the warden.
Just falling into place.
Yeah, just fell into. And it was like all like the staff and all that, their families had lived there as well.
Oh yeah,
on the island.
Yeah.
It's just fucking mental, isn't it?
Yeah, you could just rock up there. Work in there, don't have to even go to San Francisco. Chill there for ages.
Stay there
for your family, out of the way.
Yeah,
load of serial killers next to you.
And that's what. So it was like any murderers, any criminals who were famous had like this thing behind them.
Yeah,
they were like, "You're going to Alcatraz."
Yeah, we're making like an example of you.
It's like the Hollywood prison, the famous.
Imagine the stories getting told.
Yeah.
You know, like in prison anyway back then, but there was some good stories. Imagine like Alcatraz, all the legendary ones.
Well, that was perfect for like, do you know when we were talking about H.H. Holmes and the newspapers were like blowing all the stories up and like exaggerating so much. This was like just after the Great Depression had happened and all that, and they had this massive prison. The newspapers could just use all the stories of anything that happened in Alcatraz. Any of the people who were going there, it's like, and they'd just sell newspapers because if it was Alcatraz, it was news.
Oh, I'd be buying a newspaper about some mad story in Alcatraz.
Yeah,
you could see it in the off the bay, hearing some mad stories. Like, what's going on there?
Could you imagine? Like, I know you can go to it now. It's like national park, isn't it? And
yeah, I've been.
Have you?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But the problem is, I can't remember. It's all a blur.
How old were you when you?
About 10 years ago. 25, 26. No, 15. Same age now.
In your 30s still.
Yeah, I was about 15 or 16.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it was a blur.
That's so strange. But I mean, I went to Australia when I was about that age and I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, is it all a blur?
Yeah.
I feel like my whole teenage years is a blur.
Especially those like 15, 16s. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. No, I was watching videos of people who were going. It's like bit weird, innit?
Oh, well, from what I can remember, I remember it being dead cold.
Yeah. It's such just stone walls, isn't it? It's like,
yeah. And it's like, a lot of it's on... it's like being in this...
like being in this room.
I remember, like, a lot of it's like tunnels and, like, built into the rock. So it's, like, not underground, but it's not, like, above.
Oh, they haven't built it on, like, they've used
I think one of the main, like, cell blocks was on the top, but, like, there was a lot of... I don't know, I remember walking through like tunnels and stuff, and like buildings being like into the rock, and it was all dead cold.
Fucking hell! Because it's haunted. That's what they say, don't they?
Imagine that.
It's a night in Alcatraz. Fucking hell! That's enough for me. That
you're not doing that.
Well, actually, you can go and visit it at night as well, which would be I'm out there.
Yeah,
I'm tapping out.
You're going to try and escape, aren't you? Get me out of here! Yeah. Get me out of here!
Slamming on the. Yeah, that's too much. That. But so obviously, I don't know what the difference is now to what it looks like now to what it used to look like. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it definitely fell into a state of it needed repairing badly.
Well, that's the whole reason why it closed in the end, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
because it was where it was just getting battered by the weather.
Yeah, and it wasn't you couldn't, the price per prisoner was like ridiculous to run.
Yeah, it wasn't sustainable at all, was it?
Everything's got to be shipped over.
Yeah.
People have got to live there. You say like the families were there as well for the guards.
Yeah. Well, you got to think like you think about it, and it's like, right, we've got all these prisoners. Obviously, in the 30s, like, you think of we were talking about a couple of weeks ago about the police in like the 1880s and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
where they're like just fucking shit. They were still shit in the 30s.
Yeah, definitely.
There were still all these gangsters who were just running the streets and just murdering whoever they wanted to.
Yeah.
They're thinking, right, we got to fucking crack down on this. What are we gonna do? Let's build a proper prison that no one's gonna get out of. We can make an example of people. How are we gonna do that? How are we gonna build this prison? Obviously, if you're in a room of people, someone's gonna say, let's just put it on an island.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like one of those things where you like discussing mad scenarios.
Yeah.
That's definitely one that'll come up, wouldn't it?
It's like, oh, where could you put a prison where no one would escape? The moon.
Yeah, on Jupiter.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, without even thinking of all the running costs, and like you said, I didn't even think of like everything's got to be shipped over there.
Yeah,
straight away. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, it's an awful. I mean, it's a good idea, but it's also an awful idea.
Yeah, there's a bit of both in there.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you know how long it was open for?
I'm not sure actually.
Have a little Google.
I know in the 70s or the 60s, it was it got took over by like squatters.
Did it? Yeah.
Imagine that's like your place that you're squatting in.
in Alcatraz.
So it closed in 1963.
Oh, so it had like 30 years. That's all it had.
30 years, and it's got that legendary status.
That's mental, that, isn't it? 30 years. Because there's like, so we talked about Machine Gun Kelly, obviously he was there.
Yeah.
Then the Birdman was there as well.
Yeah.
But Al Capone was there.
The main Don.
The man, Al Capone. But St. Valentine's Day Massacre or whatever.
Yeah, Tommy guns spraying everywhere.
Oh my God. And he was, you got to think, when we were talking before about prisoners going there to be made an example of.
Yeah.
It was him, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It was like, let's take Al Capone.
They're not keeping that a secret.
What was he? He was like past his best.
He was already.
He had neurotic neurosyphilis or something.
Yeah,
is that a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Does that make sense?
You lose your mind, don't you?
Yeah. So he basically had dementia.
Yeah.
And he was there for like 4 years, but
going crazy,
going absolutely mental. And
I know his family blame it on Alcatraz. I think
I'm not surprised because what I heard was, so obviously he was suffering. Anyway, he was an older man.
Mm.
Like people had
seen stuff.
Yeah, people had just beat the shit out of him because it was Al Capone.
Yeah, you can get one up.
Yeah, and they're like, yeah, I beat the shit out of Al Capone.
That's like reminds me of the story. You know when Tyson went into prison because he raped that woman,
yeah.
And they said like that was like his peak, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like he was fucking massive, like peak level Tyson.
Yeah.
He went into prison, and there's like a story saying somebody he signed up for a boxing match and someone beat him.
Did he? Yeah.
And imagine if that's your claim to fame. You beat Tyson in prison in like a prison boxing match.
Fucking hell.
At his best. I think it's just a rumour, but
no, you would though, wouldn't you? I bet there's so many people who are saying like, yeah, I beat the shit out of Al Capone.
I just walk up to him and just fucking headbutt him.
Yeah, like a groupie is a couple. What's he gonna do? Because he was going crazy, wasn't he? Because they say like his mugshot, he was smiling and he never used to smile and stuff like that.
What, does he know he's going to Alcatraz?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Well, funny, like smiling because he knows he's going to Alcatraz. It was basically those early days. It was a fucking boys' club anyway.
Yeah.
It fully was. Because there's like, so the food was unreal.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah,
because they thought
it'd make their well-being.
Yeah, they thought bad prisons come from bad food. Unruly prisoners come from bad food.
Steamed porridge all day.
Because like all the staff used to eat the same food as the prisoners.
Ah, right, yeah. It was that good.
Yeah, it was that good. So so they had that. They had like the prison band that Al Capone played in at one point. And
like, didn't he play the banjo in it?
Yeah,
Think of that.
Oh, fucking, it's
massive gig.
Yeah, unbelievable. And it was like
that music as well from the 30s. Oh, you cannot beat that music. You can imagine like a jazz bar with like that
in
bopping
Alcatraz.
music. Everybody's got cigars.
Yeah, and you know they say that you can like sometimes. I know I'm going back to like the ghostly stuff from last week, but you can hear sometimes you can hear the banjo being played.
What?
That freak you out a little bit, that wouldn't it? But no, so they had that. Obviously they had old church and everything like that. Machine Gun Kelly was a fucking altar boy.
What? Yeah, he's completely gave up there.
Totally caved. Yeah, so it all went a bit. I don't know. I wouldn't say soft, but it was.
It's there's I know.
It was
I know
almost like a cushy, like I said before, like a Hollywood prison.
Yeah,
all like the parts of the prison were named like. Weren't they named like the Sunset Strip and
the Jazz Bar?
Yeah, Broadway. Honestly, they were all called like stuff like that.
Yeah,
like, nicknames of the parts of the prison. I think the Sunset Strip was like was it D Block or something?
Yeah,
and that's where like the solitary stuff was.
Yeah, so there was like I'm trying to picture it now. I remember walking through.
Yeah, because there's a couple of cells on D Block that they say are haunted, and then there's one that was like the solitary confinement one where it was like it had a gate and then it had another gate or another door which was a solid door.
What?
Which is like darkness.
Yeah,
and that's where you go for solitary confinement, and in there you'd be in there for days if you don't. Al Capone was in there. I can't remember what he did.
Laughing, playing his banjo.
I can't remember what he did, but this is before they let him play the banjo.
Yeah.
And and like in there you'd only get bread and soup and water, where everyone else would have like fucking
meatballs,
T-bone steaks and stuff. So that was like the bad bit of the prison, the Sunset Strip.
The Sunset Strip.
Yeah, there were loads of other places. I can't remember what the other places were called, but
they had funny names.
Yeah,
it's such a ridiculous place.
It is. So that's what it was like at the start.
Yeah.
And then they had the first escape attempt.
Oh yeah. Well, there's been quite a few, hasn't there?
Yeah. Well, what was the first like famous? Was it Birdman who tried? The Birdman who tried to escape.
I'm not sure actually.
It was someone tried to escape and I can't remember.
You know what? Actually, I was looking before. I could have brought it. I've got a book that I bought from Alcatraz, and it's all the escapes in it. There's loads, and it's like the mug shots and goes through like right from start to finish.
Like how they did, how they tried to do it, like all the attempted escapes.
All the attempts and like the backstories of the people and everything.
Yeah,
I should have brought that. Just read that.
Fucking mental. That. Oh no, it's come back to me.
Yep.
So what they'd done is somehow he got a club off one of the prison guards, and then he beat the shit out of one, and then all his prisoners were. There was like a group of them who were armed. They've got guns.
I know the one you mean. Yeah, I know the.
This is like the closest, like the big famous.
Yeah, I know the one you're on about.
So it was almost like a war.
Yeah, they jumped them, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they got the keys, didn't they? And opened the cells and let them out.
Yeah. So it was a big fucking riot, big massive war.
Yeah, that's what you want, like fucking Alcatraz.
Exactly. And then this warden. This must be where I've got this. Like the warden was a fucking administrator.
Yeah.
Because he had no background in.
He didn't know what to do.
Anything like that, so he didn't have a fucking clue what to do. So then, once it had all sorted out, and I can't remember how they got it all sorted out, like, but...
Well, it was a siege, wasn't it? It ended up into a siege.
Did it, yeah?
Like, I think they got to one of the... They managed to get the keys and, like, big shootout and everything.
Yeah.
And then they got to one of the doors that let them out of the cell block or something.
Yeah.
And they jammed it that many times with the wrong key. And then they found the right key. And when they went to put that in, it was like that fucked the right key wouldn't work, and that's how they ended up having like a siege. And
so they couldn't.
They fucked themselves jamming.
Get out because I remember like that's what they never actually set foot outside of the cells. So then after that was all sorted out. How you sort that out? I don't know.
Yeah, what do you do there?
Yeah, because
give them a banjo.
Yeah, all these armed fucking prisoners.
Yeah,
all got guns and everything.
I think did they send the American Army in or something? They sent the Marines in.
Probably, yeah.
And just like...
Sort them out.
Yeah, load of grenades.
Smoke grenades. Tear gas.
Tear gas.
Then it was like, right, we got to knuckle down here. These are fucking psychopaths.
And I get, crack down, sort it out. Fucking, we're not having this again.
Yeah, so then it was pretty brutal.
Didn't the... what's about the... He did like the no speaking technique.
I don't know
about where he said like nobody could speak.
Really?
So everybody's just in silence. I think the guards could speak, but imagine that. That is brutal.
Brutal. What happens to you if you do speak?
Solitary confinement or something. I don't know.
Straight on the Sunset Strip.
Yeah. Beaten.
Yeah.
Beaten on the Sunset Strip.
Yeah. But then it became an actual prison, because you got to think like, you can't. How can you think we're gonna put all these? Because all these guys are like, these are the worst of the worst, aren't they? And you can't think, let's sort of just treat them dead nice, and then obviously they're gonna be really.
Yeah, they're gonna push it.
They're gonna be well behaved, aren't they? Yeah. If we feed them really good food and stuff, and we let them play music.
Yeah, fucking. They're like that. Their DNA of how they operate is literally like to push it, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Obviously they're going to try and escape.
Yeah.
Obviously they're going to try something, so then it goes...
So if you're in charge of what you're doing, you go on the extreme. You're making them not talk, getting rid of all the good food.
I don't know how I'm going to run my prison.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'd want my guards to be the best guards.
In what way?
If you get me, like, be the most professional, the most brutal.
Oh, I get it.
Like,
Yeah.
If they don't step out of line,
yeah,
then because they're the people, they're the fucking boots on the ground, aren't they?
Yeah.
If I'm
yeah,
just the warden up in the top. It's like, that's how you got to run it. But there is no winning. There isn't.
Well, what about, like in Scandinavia, how they run their prisons now?
How do they do it?
Where it's basically like a hotel.
Is it?
Yeah. And they say that's like the best way to
rehabilitate.
Rehabilitate yourself.
Really?
Google the pictures. It's literally set up like a hotel. You have TV.
I know, but I feel
all
like
that.
feel
like proper, like not like
yeah.
Like, oh, you just have some privileges.
But
like,
how many mass murderers do you know from Scandinavia?
Yeah, is there?
I don't know.
Load of Al Capones there.
Exactly. I don't think they've got the same crime rate.
That's a fair point, actually. Yeah,
it's all right if they're just like people who've robbed cars and stuff.
Petty thieves.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I genuinely don't know how you run a prison like that.
Yeah,
because it's not just like, I know you said it, but this is not a normal prison. It's not a normal inmates, is it?
Yeah.
It's all fucking.
You've got a lot to like. You've got a big legend behind you that the newspapers are talking about.
Yeah, everyone's talking about it. It's fucking.
You're not just some like random prison in the middle of nowhere.
No, you're on an island. It's called Alcatraz. Which is like, what? Even that?
I know, yeah. Yeah, if something's called Alcatraz, it's set up. It's for something epic.
Exactly. The name in itself means it's going to be written in history.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there was any winning at all.
Well, what's like I keep thinking back to like Shawshank and the Green Mile.
Yeah.
You know how they like how did they run them prisons? Like Shawshank had that crazy guy, didn't he? No, yeah.
Which?
Oh no, the Green Mile.
Green Mile had what, the prisoner?
Yeah.
The guy used to like spit at them and.
Yeah.
What did he?
The
used
guard.
To do? Oh, the guard.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fucking hell, yeah.
I know I'm just going off purely Hollywood.
Yeah, I don't know about them because it's like you don't stay. That's death row, isn't it?
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Why did they choose to keep these guys in prison in Alcatraz? Why didn't they care? Why wasn't Al Capone hung?
I'm not sure. I think it was literally what you said, where it's just to make an example of you.
Yeah.
You know, if you're to as a deterrent, to stop people from like causing chaos in normal prison.
It's so American, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like the biggest fucking gangster of the current time. He's like, we can hang him. You know, we've got him for all this stuff.
Well, I think Al Capone was done for something to do with his bootlegging or tax or something, like fraud.
Oh, I think I did hear that. Yeah.
I don't think they got him for any of the all the killings and all that.
Didn't he?
I think so.
I did hear them that he was put in prison for like something like fraud or something.
Yeah, it was like money, something to do with money.
Yeah.
That's all they could get him on.
Fuck. Can't hang him on that, can you?
Yeah, it's even better. It's like you know that he's involved in all that.
But you can't. Because there's fucking... Like, all the police are just volunteers. It's what I mean. It is. You can't... I can't put myself in that position because it's so long ago and, like, all the people around you are so incompetent.
Incompetent. Yeah, well, we did the Stanford prison experiment, didn't we?
Yeah.
People just go crazy with power, don't they, anyway?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So yeah. I don't know. So, yeah, they couldn't... Well, Machine Gun Kelly...
Yeah.
Was he caught for his wrongdoings? What wrongdoings did he do?
I'm not too sure.
Was he a murderer? I don't really know that much about Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah. I think he was definitely a murderer.
Yeah.
I think that's how he got his name, Machine Gun.
Oh yeah, you'd imagine so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I think, but I don't know why he wasn't on death row or anything.
Because that was the whole reason for like the hangings and death penalty, wasn't it, in America? To be like, I know a part of it was like
rehabilitate. Yeah,
no, it's like
yeah, to stop you from a deterrent, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So just do it, and then it keeps you. Well, you can then you can run your prisons better, can't you? Because you haven't got these fucking psychopathic killers there
for the whole duration of the rest of their lives.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean, actually.
And I'm not a supporter of the death penalty.
Are you not?
No, not really.
What's your reasoning?
I don't care enough, to be honest. I probably am. If I was to sit down and think about it that much, I probably would be. But
well, like one of the biggest reasons, isn't it, is like you can end up killing the wrong person, can't you?
Oh, like the last death
penalty.
Wasn't the last?
Here.
Yeah, that was the.
It was the wrong guy.
It was the wrong guy. Fuck. Imagine that. Yeah, it should. I don't know. Maybe it should only be done for. No, because then no one would admit to it. I was going to say, maybe if you plead guilty to a murder, then you will be hung.
Yeah.
But no one would plead guilty.
Yeah, you're just getting people who want to kill themselves.
Yeah.
But you can get like, I'm sure you can get like concrete black and white evidence.
100%.
You know, if it's like especially now, it's like footage. You get footage of someone just shooting.
Yeah. See now, right now with the technology
Execution.
we've got, it's probably the best time to have it, really, isn't it? You think about it.
To get some black and white concrete evidence.
Yeah. It's guaranteed.
It's not the wrong.
I'm 100% sure he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is, but... And then that'll keep your prisons fairly empty. Well,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't, no, because...
How many people are on death row?
I don't know.
Is there a lot?
In America?
Yeah. Oh, there's loads.
Loads, yeah.
America's like one of the biggest incarceration numbers, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the world.
Because they're fucking psychos. We've been through this.
Yeah. We do it every episode.
Yeah, they're fucking mental. Yeah, I don't think you would. I don't think it'd really matter, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
I want to see like what the other prisoners were in there for.
Yeah, I should have brought me book.
Yeah.
Got them all, the whole profiling, everything of them.
I know, because I
think a lot of them, like the ones who did I'll Go to the Escape, they were like petty thieves.
Yeah.
They weren't like big time. I think they were in, like, I'll obviously put it later, but like some were in because they tried to escape from other prisons.
Oh, and it was
so
like,
right, we'll send you. You're not going to fucking escape from
yeah,
here.
you're not going to get away from there, yeah. That's what it was, wasn't it? Of course it was. It was a fucking thing I said at the start. It's like if you misbehave in other prisons, then you
just go in there, yeah.
Alcatraz, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's crazy though. Like, what would you? I don't even know. It's like so fucking mental, isn't it? My head's fell off here because I'm trying to put myself in the position of like trying to run that prison.
Yeah.
And like how you'd want to do it, and
well, they had like your families there. That's so bizarre that like the
that's
families
weird
are living
enough.
on the
How
island.
big's the island?
It's fairly big.
Is it?
Yeah,
So
I don't know the exact size.
It's not like the family, like the kids aren't playing in the fucking prison yard, are they?
No. No, I think there's like a section towards like one side where like they'd live like a little housing bit. It is the size of it is. Oh, it doesn't say on it. But it's fairly big.
Yeah, it's
and like they had like gardens and everything.
Did they?
Like they grow food on it. I can remember like there's like there's some open gardens where they used to live. The people used to live, and even like the what is it called? You know, where you pull up on your boat.
The dock.
The dock's quite big.
Is it?
You could have a lot of open space there.
Is it like a proper? It's a proper island, isn't it? It's not just a rock.
Yeah, it's not just a rock with a building on the top of it.
Yeah, it's a proper island, and it's like right in the middle of, like, well, obviously it has to be
in the centre of like that bay.
Yeah,
because it goes round, doesn't it?
Yeah,
San Francisco Bay, like it's not just like an alcove.
Yeah, it's totally surrounded by a lot of water as well.
Yeah. And I think it's a mile, isn't it, or a mile in each way?
Is it? Yeah, is that what?
That's like the distance from San Francisco Bay, the shore. So if you want to swim it, you think you could swim a mile?
No chance.
It's supposed to be. It's bad currents as well.
Freezing cold.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened to someone, didn't it? Did they try and swim away and they got swept back in by the currents?
Imagine that. You think you're escaping, and all of a sudden you're back on
back there. What would you like? I bet, like, back then, these guys are seasoned criminals, been in prisons before.
Yeah.
Like you said before, they escaped from prisons.
Yeah.
I bet it was easy. To a degree.
To escape.
Yeah.
Or to be there.
To escape.
To escape. Oh well, I think it's doable.
Yeah.
Like the story, or the Frank Morris story, is like his genius plan.
It is, yeah.
But it's like it's plausible as well.
It is. Yeah. It's
like if you had enough time and you were like that. Frank Morris is like his IQ was like supposed to be dead high.
Was it? Yeah.
And you're just sat there planning. Just you nothing else to do but plan.
Exactly.
Survey the area.
Yeah. Time's on your side, really, isn't it? God, yeah. You've got no excuse but to escape.
Yeah.
I know. So there were loads of people who tried to escape before.
Yeah, I think it was like 40 or something.
Was it?
At least 40 attempts, and loads died.
Like in the water.
Yeah.
Gunned down.
Or gunned down.
Yeah.
Imagine being on the tower.
Mad, that, isn't it?
Just got pick people off running away.
Why do we never get any stories like that here, like in the UK, of like people escaping from prison?
Yeah, the only prison stories is fucking, what's his name, Bronson.
Charles Bronson.
Just being on the roof, covered in shit.
Cover himself in butter, just fighting fucking guards. Yeah, he's mental then, like, isn't he? It's mad he's still alive.
He didn't kill anybody, didn't he, or anything?
No, he's never killed. Well, I don't think he has.
No, I don't think. I think it's just
assaults,
he's just racked it up in prison.
Yeah.
His own time.
All the assaults.
As much assaults as you can get in prison, he's got him.
Yeah, we never get anything like that. Why is he not like broken out? Well, it's a pretty fucking pretty good stories though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like getting on the roof and like saying how much, like, all his
like the people went up with him, didn't they? There was people up there with him, wasn't
there? Yeah, well, it was one big fucking riot, wasn't it?
Big party.
Yeah. Big riot, and you were throwing tiles off the roof, weren't they?
Fucking hell. I bet if like, obviously it's not, but if everybody's mates in a prison, I bet you it's a laughing away.
Yeah. You
know, there's like, you're in one section where there's like 100 of you, and it just happens to be all 100 of you like sound.
Yeah.
I bet you it's a laugh for a year. Yeah. You're all having a laugh.
Yeah. Do you know what the thing is though with like being in prison? Like, you think, oh, I'm sound enough to like, I could last.
Yeah.
When you can be nice to people, but like, there's always that one fucking psycho, isn't there?
Yeah. Especially in prison.
Yeah.
The type of people who go to prison anyway.
Yeah. They're not the most trustworthy. Like, have you seen that thing on Netflix where it's like a normal person goes into a prison disguised as like a prisoner?
It's not that Van Damme film, is it?
No, it's like a documentary.
Disguised as a prisoner. Go on, what happens?
So it's a normal American person, and they have a backstory.
Well, he's not going to be normal if he's American, but
no. It's an American person, and they have a backstory, and they go and they've got to spend a certain amount of time in prison, and it's normally because like, oh, my dad was in prison, I want to see what it was like, or my brother, or my mum was murdered, and I want to see what it's normally that kind of thing. Yeah. But they go in and they've got to like kind of like survive there,
and like they're acting. They've got like pretend to all the other people that they're like, what about the guards? Are they on their side? Do they know? Are they protected?
What is it? I think
that's
I don't know whether the guards do know.
That's extreme, then.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But I mean, obviously, like, guards aren't like, they're not fucking battering the fuck out of people like they used to be. But No, it's fucking. That's pretty good. That I would recommend watching that because it's like who can you trust? And that's all in like the big shared one.
Oh,
Do you know where it's like you've got your cells and then at the start of the day you come out and you sit in like, the tellies and stuff. Yeah, fucked up that like.
What the fuck?
But they're pretty good. And it's like there's one guy who like his first day and like it comes out and the food's being brought out.
Yeah.
And the guy says, "Oh, can I have your food? And I'll give you mine tomorrow, so you can have 2 tomorrow." And the guy's just like, "Oh yeah, go ahead." Fucking stupid.
Go
bastard.
right ahead.
And you just get labelled a bitch immediately. So I like to think like, oh, maybe I could, but no, it's a totally different environment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like,
oh yeah, definitely.
You walk the streets and you probably one person out there is like you walk past someone who's done something horrific.
Yeah.
Possibly. Like, what is it? One in a fucking...
There'll be a number when they... Yeah. But in prison...
It's every single person.
You know, there's always that one guy who claims he's done nothing.
Yeah, done nothing wrong. Yeah.
I know what you mean, yeah. You're surrounded by fucking psychos.
I know. How would you even survive?
You have to enjoy fighting.
And we're talking now. Like, how would you survive now? How would you survive in the fucking 30s?
Yeah.
40s and 50s?
Yeah, everybody's like fucking in America as well.
Oh, they're just gangsters.
Straight up gangsters.
Yeah, and not like Bloods and Crips like they are now. Like, these are fucking like mafia fucking bosses and stuff. Yeah, it's mental, isn't it?
I think, but even just like the concept of just being in a cell.
Yeah.
And doing nothing. You know, like when I was in hospital with the stitches.
Yeah.
The other Sunday, and like I was sat there with my friend. And we were sat for like 7 hours in a room, no TV or nothing. Oh. And it was just like, you just sat there.
What do you even do? I know. Well, you just start doing fucking press-ups in your room. That's what you do.
Dips on your bed.
Yeah. That's literally what they do. They always come out fucking ripped, don't they? Yeah. It's mental. It's like my fucking dad now with the cage on his head.
Yeah.
Because he's got obviously broke his neck. He's like...
He can't do anything.
Well, he can't turn his head. He just sits there all day.
Wait, what does he do?
Watch telly.
All day. Just watch Netflix all day.
Just watches footy all day.
That's class though, that.
Yeah. Watches every sport. It's mad. But,
yeah, is that what being in prison's like?
Well, I mean, what else can you do? Well, actually...
Yeah, your freedom's gone, hasn't it?
Now, I think the prison's like, there's a bit more to it, isn't there? It's like, oh, you've got your yard time and you...
Yeah, and
stuff like that.
You can work and learn. And...
Well, like, you could get like in the films. You could work. They'd work at Alcatraz, wouldn't they?
Yeah,
there were jobs there.
Yeah.
I'd be like something. Do you know what? Like, I remember seeing some more like prison documentaries, and it's like there's like the prisoners working in the barbers and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine that. That'd be you're sorted there, aren't you? If you're the
shaving
barber,
heads all day.
Yeah. If you're the barber or the tattoo artist.
What about you? Shit cutting hair though.
No,
I couldn't cut hair. I can't cut hair.
I reckon I'd be all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon I'd get by. I reckon I've had enough haircuts in my life.
You'd be a tattoo artist as well.
Imagine. I obviously I've never done a tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't have a tattoo. I've never held a tattoo pen or gun, whatever it's called. But if you did have that talent, you're sorted, aren't you?
And people will be like paying you, oh, do this, do that.
Yeah.
You're going to be
popular.
Yeah, that's it. You can make friends with a lot of people, aren't you?
Yeah. People that you got a use. Whereas if you just work in the kitchen.
Or just like cleaning toilets.
Oh.
4 years straight.
Bottom of the pile.
What about in the films? There's always like the library guy. He's like dead old, pushing like a cart around, isn't he?
He's been there fucking 40 years.
Why is that in like every film?
I know. Yeah, it's... And also about being in prison back then.
Yeah.
The guards, like Shawshank.
Yeah, they're just beating you.
No, you just do a bit for them, don't you? And they're on your...
Oh, I see.
On your side.
Oh, like they're easily bribed.
Yeah.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Easy.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, like 100%. I bet that's what half these like escape attempts were.
Yeah, getting a quick tool.
Yeah.
From the guard.
Or like a spoon, something like that. That's what it was like. I don't know what film it was. I can't think what film it was. But he gets a spoon, doesn't he? Starts digging. I just saw a clip out of a film about Alcatraz.
Oh, I was trying to think of films. The Longest Yard. Prison films.
Where he gets where he goes and takes a spoon to his...
Yeah, well, that's how they in the Frank Morris story.
Yeah, well, that must have been...
That must be that one.
Clip, then, yeah. I don't know. Do you want to take us in?
Should I go into it?
To a bit of a... Frank.
Oh, well, I think this is like the best escape story.
Yeah. Well, this is... If I can't think of any other escape stories of any prisons.
Yeah.
Can you? Before we start?
I can't, actually.
No? But we all know this one.
Well, Shawshank's...
yeah.
Even though it's a film, that's an epic one.
Yeah, it is. I need to watch that again. I haven't seen that for ages.
I stand by that, though. You leave a film leave a film until you can't remember it.
No, because then people like you or Charles try and talk to me about it and I can't remember anything.
What? Yeah, but like I've only watched like... I don't know. Apocalypse Now is probably my favourite film.
Yeah.
Last time I watched that's probably... like 8 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
The last time you watched it?
Probably.
No way.
Yeah.
And you can talk about it? No, I can't, Steve. I can't.
I'm just leaving it. I'm leaving it. I'm leaving Blade Runner. I haven't seen Blade Runner in ages. I'm just going to leave it until I can't remember it at all.
And then watch it again.
And then just watch it again and blow my head off.
No, I've got to watch
every week. Watch the same.
Well, I've got to like say if you were to say next week's podcast is about Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
You could do it, couldn't you?
Oh no, I think I'd need to watch it.
No, you could get by.
Oh.
You could do it. I wouldn't stand a chance. I'd be well out my depth.
No, but I don't know. Some people remember like different things. You know, I'm not gonna name names, but like everybody, listeners, you'll know what everybody knows. Somebody who can remember like lines.
Yeah.
From films and see who can just quote.
Yeah.
I can't remember any lines from any films.
True. Yeah. No.
So people like remember different stuff, don't they?
No, but and then I'm the person who's seen the film and hears that. But if that person that we know we're talking about,
yeah,
if he was sat there and he was quoting something,
yeah,
and you'd seen it, it'd come back to you, wouldn't it? The quote.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, it wouldn't. I'd be like,
yeah, that's perfect though.
Yeah, so that's where I need to then go and watch it again.
I get yeah.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, you're in a good position there.
Yeah. My mind's set up for films, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. Right.
Okay.
Here we go.
So, the Frank Morris, the Anglin brothers.
Yeah. So we say for the listeners, I knew a little bit about Alcatraz, which we've spoken about in the first half of the podcast. Yeah. I didn't really read that much into the escape of Frank Morris. I knew that Frank Morris potentially escaped.
Yeah.
Well, did escape because he was there and then he wasn't there anymore.
Disappeared.
But I don't know the ins and outs.
Yeah, the ins and outs.
You're going to take us in and out, aren't you, Steve?
Yeah. So there was 4 people involved. Frank Morris, the Anglin brothers. Now, Frank Morris was like, he actually, if you Google a picture of him, he looked quite cool. He looked like someone you'd try and escape out of prison with.
I'll have a look.
He's supposed to have a high IQ as well. But the other two, the Anglin brothers, Clarence Anglin and John Anglin, they seemed a bit like Dumb and Dumber, meatheads, mouth breathers,
window lickers.
So I think you could tell like he was like the mastermind and got them too. But then there was another guy who was what was his name?
He looks like typical, like intelligent.
He's got a bit of charisma to him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
In his picture.
Whereas,
can you see the Anglin brothers?
Yeah, they look dumb. But they're like, is that them there?
Yeah, that's him. Yeah,
that's Frank Morris.
Yeah, that's Frank Morris. It's just the way he holds his face as well. He's just looking at the camera like...
Chin up. Mouth closed. Steely-eyed.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so Frank Morris, he was like, right from an early age, he was just like involved in all... I think he was like fostered and just in and out of prison.
As it happens, yeah.
Yeah.
Poor upbringing.
Petty thief.
Yeah.
Doing all sorts, robbing cars and stuff like that. And I even think he did like armed robbery as well. But yeah, thing is though, he was like supposed to like have this like super high intelligence. But why would he like fall into shit like that?
Happens with the upbringing, doesn't it? Getting the wrong crowd.
Yeah, I guess so.
And then he thinks, He's smart. He can take advantage.
Yeah, of these Anglin brothers. Yeah, so he was like, so Frank Morris was involved in all sorts. Same with the Anglin brothers. I think they were just like, they're all the same upbringing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Them type of people. You go to Alcatraz, but every one of them had like nearly the same upbringing.
Yeah.
The same timeline of like fucking shit that they're involved in.
Yeah, there was no one who just done one crime and got thrown in there, was it?
Yeah.
It was life of crime.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. In and out of prison.
Yeah.
Started like robbing cigarettes or something.
Yeah.
Finished with like armed robbery.
Yeah.
Trying to rob a bank. And then so it was them three, and the fourth guy, Alan West, and he was the guy who didn't escape with them, but he was involved in it all. And he's the one. I'll get to like why he didn't escape, but he's supposed to. He's the one who's like leaked the whole story to everybody.
Oh, is he?
Because he was like still there.
So he's told everyone the plan.
Yeah, so he knew everything and told the FBI and what went down. So that's how like everything's known. But he was he was like the same background, arrested over 20 times throughout his lifetime. And I think the Anglin brothers and Frank Morris, I think all of them met each other beforehand in other prisons.
Had they? Yeah.
Before they got to Alcatraz.
That's insane.
How mad's that? So they're like going through prisons like throughout their whole life.
They recognise each other.
That's fucking crazy. Like you have like a circle of prisoners that you know on the inside.
Well, that's what you want though, isn't it? That's how you mastermind these plans.
That's how you get plans like this going. So these four chilling in Alcatraz. Weirdly, I don't know how, it all started with they all requested to have all their cells in a row. Yeah. And
they said yeah.
They just said yeah. Can we all live next to each other? Yeah, sure. So that's like and it started with one of them. I think it was Frank Morris. There was another guy who was been there for ages, and he started working on the construction or something like that. And he said, so these four requested these 4 cells because Frank Morris was told that a ventilation duct was at the back of their cell walls. And there's a gap between their like cell wall and like the other building. There's a little like ventilation gap in between the walls. Yeah. So that's how they dug through and got into that bit. So they requested to all get there to start their plan.
So they knew.
That. Yeah, they knew that. So so basically, I think it was over like a year or something like that. They got all sorts of tools. Yeah. They used a spoon, like you said. Somebody took a spoon back.
I think what it was in the clip that I saw, it was like they were all there having the dinner or whatever, and he said, "Oh, this spoon's dirty. Can I get another one?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, go." And then when he went to get another one, he took 2.
Oh yes, sneak one up his shirt sleeve. Yeah. That's what you want. That
easy as that.
Oh fucking hell. Well, so they even made a tool out of a broken vacuum cleaner, the engine. Yeah. With a drill on the end.
What?
So all these 4, like everybody, like you said before, and we're all working, doing jobs and stuff like that. There was a lot of construction work going on
because it was falling apart.
Yeah, literally. And that's how like they got the know-how of like the building, the layout, the weak points, and they knew all like the shift patterns of the guards, and all the blind spots. Just from working, doing all that. But I don't know how the hell do you get a fucking broken vacuum cleaner fucking motor thing.
Unbelievable. Well, get anything in prison, can't you?
Literally, that proves it. Yeah. Yeah, so they and they started drilling. They used to have music time. Yeah. So you know, going back to like Al Capone playing the banjo. When they were all playing music, all the inmates had instruments and would all play songs together. Yeah. And one of them would take turns drilling. Like use that time while the music was on.
Wow!
So it'd hide the sound.
Fucking hell!
So over time, it was like so they had like a ventilation duct on the cell at the bottom underneath the sink, and you couldn't fit through it. But they basically drilled or digged around that hole. Yeah. Until it was just big enough so you could slide through into this gap. Yeah. In between the back of their cell and the other building.
Hadn't they starved themselves as well?
Yeah. To lose. What's that?
So that they could totally just slide under like a fucking cat.
like a fucking octopus. I think like the guard though is like over this time these suspicious 4 people just like get dead skinny.
Yeah. They're probably screaming at them to eat. Yeah, and that's like, so obviously the checks weren't going on. They weren't doing cell checks.
Yeah. Well, how they did it was, so they did all the digging and everything in music.
Yeah.
Band time, as they called it. And then they'd cover up the duct with like cardboard around where and painted it the same colour as the wall.
What?
So just on like a glance,
yeah,
it just looked like the wall where the duct that they've been digging.
But there was a hole.
There was a big hole there. Well, a small hole.
Yeah. I wonder, like, how small do you reckon that hole was?
I think it says actually, but
because it can't have been. It can't have been that big, can it?
No, it's just like squeeze yourself through.
Yeah, like there was stress on like they starved themselves to fit through this tiny little gap. It's like trying to squeeze underneath a door.
Oh no, I haven't got any dimensions for it. There is a picture I can show you though, Cal, which is
Yeah, that's fucking tiny, that.
So if anybody's listening wants to...
Yeah, definitely Google it. You've got to, like, contort your body. How do you get your shoulders through that? Yeah. I wouldn't stand a chance.
Have you ever seen that? Is it Rush Hour where Jackie Chan goes to that little gap in the casino? One of his moves. I think it's Rush Hour 2.
I've seen... I don't know.
You know, like, where you go and get your chips and there's, like, steel bars?
Yeah.
And there's, like, a gap where you put your money through and they give you the chips through.
He goes through that?
Oh, honestly, have a watch... If you listeners, Google that.
Yeah.
It's like that. He's like running and grabs the bar and slides through feet first.
Yeah.
Like dead fast, and it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
And he actually does it?
He goes through.
Like, actually does it?
Yeah, actually does it.
What the fuck?
It's crazy. But yeah. So that's how... So they dig this hole over like a year or something like that.
Yeah. Into
this back room. Now, it wasn't a room, it's just like a small corridor.
Yeah, it's a gap, isn't it?
Yeah, a gap in between. I think it was. So you've got their cells, and then this little gap at the back of their cell wall.
Yeah.
And then the other row of cells on the other side of the building. I think that was it. And they've, over 6 months or a year, whatever, they've dug through. And they climb up, each night they'd climb up to the top of the cell roof.
Yeah.
So the guards couldn't, this is like well out the guards' view now. So they're on this, like, it's like a workstation that they had. On the top of this cell roof, like where they were, and that's where they like.
So they do like the classic like climbing up it, wouldn't they? Where you've wedged yourself between.
Yeah, and squeeze up.
Yeah, and you're taking the steps up.
How fucking epic must that be? Everybody's sleeping. You know, you're like you're doing this proper planter escape.
Yeah, you know you're getting out, don't you?
Yeah, when you're doing stuff like that, you're like, here we go. So at the top, the main thing that they did was they stole loads of life jackets. They stole like 90 life jackets.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, how does like any of the guards know? You're like,
something's wrong here.
Where's all these life jackets gone? Oh, and it was like raincoats. That was it. All these raincoats.
Yeah.
They stole loads of raincoats, and they had so they had this like little workstation on the roof of the cells that they were fucking milling about in.
Unbelievable.
So they got all the gear that they built for a raft.
Yeah.
Which was like raincoats and life jackets and stuff.
Yeah.
And they even built dolls.
Oh, they built heads, didn't they?
Yeah. That's and I remember seeing them. They have them in the bed.
They've still got them?
In the cell. When you walk through the bit where they used to stay.
Yeah.
They've got them in the bed.
And they used like actual hair, didn't they?
How crazy is that? That's from... They got the hair from the barbers.
Yeah.
They'd be in there just fucking like...
So when I'm there cutting people's hair...
And you're wondering where's all the hair gone on the floor.
I haven't got to sweep up at the end of the day.
What's going on here?
No, so they've got rain jackets, because they built themselves life jackets as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
So out of the raincoats.
They sewed it, and they used the steam from the pipes, the hot piping, to melt the rubber on the raincoats to like almost weld fuse them together.
Fucking
how cool is that?
It's so intelligent, isn't it?
Frank Morris pulling the strings, doing stuff like that.
So they got and then they had the dummies, didn't they? The heads.
Yeah, and they made them out of paper mache. The thing is, though, they were like life-size heads.
Yeah.
How do you even hide them? Like, were you making? They're making them in that little workshop above the roof.
And then they're bringing them down, shoving them through that little hole.
And then they put it... So on the night... So they have a long time of planning all this and fucking building all this stuff.
So they have that... So when they're up there, that's when they're using their heads, aren't they?
Yeah, they're putting these heads
because
on the pillow.
The nighttime checks, the guards are just looking in.
It's just a head.
And it's just a head, and they're going, oh yeah.
A sleeping body.
Yeah, he's there.
It's so fucking cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
So, they did this for ages, planning it all, building the stuff. You're not even in a rush, aren't you, really?
No. Well, just like you said, it was a year. It took them to dig the hole. You've got to be patient if you're doing something like that.
Yeah. You don't have to rush. Make sure you get everything right.
Yeah.
I mean, the longer you take as well, the more you're gonna like pick up on stuff, cover all like stuff that you might have missed. Watch the tide, the weather.
Yeah, you're just earning more and more knowledge, aren't you?
Yeah.
And I bet you're thinking like you want to escape in like the summer, don't you? Really?
Yeah.
If you're going in the winter, you're gonna die when you get to that water anyway.
Oh no, it wasn't. The Nazis didn't prove the times then, didn't they?
No.
From our previous episode.
No, they didn't.
Oh, they didn't know. They didn't have them facts.
They didn't know. Yeah, they didn't. So what year is this?
So this is this is 1962.
1962.
Well, they escaped on the night, June the 11th, 1962. So 1961 probably they started doing it all.
Yeah.
And so yeah, on June 11th they picked the night. So it's summer, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Warm. Do you think it was full moon?
It's got to be.
Yeah, that's the main thing you pick for a prison escape.
I don't know what you want.
Actually, you do. You want it to light up, don't you?
Well, do you want it that light?
Oh yeah, you want pitch black.
Yeah. Half moon.
Half moon. Yeah. So on that night, June the 11th, they placed the bodies down, the heads in the cell.
Yeah.
And they all escaped through that duct and got to the top, except for the other guy, which was what was his name, Alan West.
Yeah.
Because they were using like a primitive form of concrete.
Yeah.
On bits of the hole that they dug out to put it back.
Yeah.
So because it was all crumbling away, and his set too hard, and he couldn't fit through, and it would have took him like ages to dig another hole. So he was like fucked. So
he just stayed.
Yeah. Well, he did eventually dig through throughout the night. While they obviously fucked off.
They'd already gone.
And he gets to like the workstation and all the tools and everything's gone. And he's like, fuck. He's got to climb back down, get back in his cell. Missed his chance. Thing is though, I would have just gone.
Yeah, you'd go anyway, wouldn't you? No, where'd you go though?
Just swim
you know
it.
I'd
just swim it.
Why,
fuck it.
Why?
You've done all that. Just fucking swim it now.
Where did they put all the boats?
So they had the Frank Morris and all them?
No. Like where? Like on Alcatraz, there must have been some boats on that island.
I presume they would have been guarded though, would they? Oh no, I don't know. There would have been some lying around somewhere.
Must have been some lying around.
Thing is, though, can you not just get like a float on a piece of wood and just paddle?
Like a door.
Yeah. There's always wood lying around everywhere, isn't there? A pallet.
It's got holes in.
Yeah, I would have gone anyway. If I've done all that work, a year planning it, I would have just, even if it's risking my life off.
Even if you're hiding out on the island for a few hours, just trying to find some way of getting off.
Yeah, just do it. You're not going to have another chance, aren't you?
No.
You don't want going back to your cell and
just... There's families that, what if you like went in and, don't know, you break into one of the houses and steal some clothes and you look like a civilian and you just wait for the next boat?
Yeah, just jump on with like the kids.
Yeah.
Who's this guy? He looks like Alan West.
There must have been a way to...
Yeah, I think...
I'd have gone. It's stupid that he didn't go.
Yeah, he just balled it, didn't he? Just fucking panicked. Oh, fucking hell, and got back down to his cell.
As you would, though, like you think.
Yeah, it's fair enough in a way.
Yeah.
We'll let him off on that. So these got to the top of the workstation, on the top of the cells, the other three. I think it was around 10 o'clock at night when they did this. And they climbed... From this top of this workstation, you could climb through the ducts to get to the roof. And they had something there as well. One of them, or some of them previously tested it and got to the roof.
Yeah.
And they used like soap or something like that to put in the gap where you lift open to go onto the roof. You know, like the gate or whatever, the grid thing.
Yeah.
They put soap in between to so it wouldn't lock and close shut.
God.
So they did that, and they got to the roof at 10:30. The roof of the prison cell.
Yeah.
Like the actual roof.
The roof.
The roof.
Yeah.
10:30 was the time that they said, because some of the guards heard that door or the vent, the duct, whatever, the vent thing opening and making a bang, and they thought nothing of it. The guards, they just like, because they heard nothing else afterwards.
Yeah.
And they're thinking like,
but you wouldn't think it was anything, would you?
Yeah. Just heard like a little.
Yeah.
Annoy. Could be you'd hear everything from that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Fucking the sea and everything.
Completely silence on the island. You just hear a bang. And you're thinking, it's probably nothing.
Yeah. Do you think? Yeah. Well, I don't get paid enough to sort that.
You probably don't want to go and see what's happened.
So they got to the roof 10:30.
Yeah.
And they probably stood on the roof, looked out over the bay, looking at the lights of San Francisco. You could hear the hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
10 o'clock, all the bars open.
You're thinking...
You could just hear the hum of the city. You're looking at it. How cool is that?
Yeah. Eyes are lighting up, aren't they?
Game on.
A smile growing on your face.
That must have been so fucking epic.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
All that jazz music playing, just humming over the water coming towards you.
You think, this is it.
So they brought up the all the raincoats and everything.
The raft,
but the raft wasn't inflated at this time. It's just, I don't even know how the fuck they managed to bring all that up, climbing up the roof, vents and stuff like that.
I don't know. Roll it up. How big was the raft? It can't have been that big.
Yeah, it was just about big enough, inflated to fit 4 of them.
Yeah.
Like at a push.
And they only needed 3.
And it was 90 coats. What's 90 coats? 90 raincoats?
Yeah.
What size is that?
How big are the raincoats?
Extra large ones. So from there, Frank Morris, with his genius knowledge of the area and everything, knew the blind spot
of the guard towers.
Yeah, so which direction to go off the roof, onto down the rocks onto like one of the little landing bays.
So how did they get down off the roof?
Just climbed down. I think they climbed down the the pipes and all that.
Yeah,
carrying all the equipment
because the walls were like 20 foot high.
Yeah,
walls and
jump off,
slide down.
Well, they had to climb over. I think it was like what was it? They had to climb over a massive wired fence as well.
Yeah,
that was like the last bit. They get down off the building.
Yeah,
go through wherever they're going through.
They'll be the fucking walls, won't they? There should be 20-foot fences.
Yeah, big fences. They had to climb over that, and they put the raft over. But they were saying, it was like what is it? Like spiked, barbed.
Yeah, barbed wire.
They couldn't. If they put the raft over, it could have torn it.
Yeah,
they must have had something else to throw over.
Or like a carpet, like when people climb over.
Yeah. So they must have had something for that. Because you can't just climb over that.
No. Did they just take one of the blankets or something?
Yeah, and just throw that on. And then they're at the bottom, ready to go.
That's it.
Now, they got the raft. The way they used to, what is it called? Inflate it. They had an accordion jigged up so it blew the wind into the raft. It didn't make any sound.
What the fuck?
How fucking cool is that?
It's genius. It is genius.
Fucking playing this accordion.
Yeah.
Come on, hurry up. You're just fucking shredding.
No, it's unbelievable.
So they inflated it. I don't know how long they said it took to inflate. But that's it. Oh, yes. They climbed. Oh, it's 12 foot, the barbed wire fence they had to climb.
Yeah, 12 foot.
That's quite high, that, isn't it? 12 foot. Yeah.
Couple of me.
On the northeast shoreline, that's where they got the blind spot.
Yeah. The
northeast shoreline. And they inflated the raft with a concertina, which is like an accordion.
Like an accordion, yeah.
Stolen from another inmate.
Stole it from him?
He's lost his accordion. Yeah, he's fucked for band time.
Yeah. Wakes up for band time. Oh, no.
So the investigators estimated this was like after 10:30 to 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then they launched the raft and departed towards their objective, which was Angel Island.
So next island.
So that was the next step, but that was 2 miles away.
Oh.
So they haven't decided to go to the bay.
Yeah.
Which was just over a mile away. They've planned this. They've got a proper route here.
Yeah.
They're going to go to Angel Island to the north, and then they were going to go, I think it was another mile or 2 miles to the other side of the bay.
Yeah. You would do, wouldn't you, though?
Well, they probably do. They probably had, like, the, the tide.
Yeah.
You got to go with the tide, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Blow you out. And then, that's it.
You think
that's where it ends?
Because they don't... Well, they never actually... we don't know whether they actually made it, do you?
No. So there's obviously 2 theories, isn't there?
Yeah.
They either died in the escaping, or they made it.
Exactly.
But there's evidence to prove both.
Is there?
Yeah. So the evidence for I'll go with the one that they died first.
Yeah.
So in the days leading afterwards, there was life jackets found floating. One was floating at one of the actually on the shore of San Francisco on the bay, and one was floating near that Angel Island, and it was still tied together.
Oh.
So it's not like they couldn't have took it off.
It's not like they've taken it off.
But then again, how would it have come off? How would it come off if you're dead anyway?
Well, weren't like the 2 brothers, weren't they like really good swimmers as well?
Were they?
Sure, I read that.
2 meatheads.
Yeah.
Fucking sharks. Bull sharks.
Yeah. And it was like bread and butter for them to swim that if they wanted to.
Yeah, they could just do it.
Yeah.
Some people could swim that. They have the well, I'll go into the other reasons why they couldn't survive.
Freezing cold though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The water.
For some reason, even though it's like 20 degrees, I think, San Francisco.
Yeah.
All year round.
The water's freezing cold.
The water's very cold.
And doesn't it like ices over and that, doesn't it?
You don't want to be swimming in that. Huh?
No.
And it's like exceptionally rough as well.
Yeah.
It's always like rough waters.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not ideal swimming conditions.
Why is it like that? So what ocean is it coming off? The
east side.
Yeah.
No, west side. What's the west? Atlantic.
Yeah.
No,
Pacific.
Pacific, yeah. I'm trying to picture the map there. Yeah, the Pacific.
It's hard that because when you picture a map, like San Francisco's like the edge, isn't it? That's you don't see anymore, and you're trying to wrap it right round.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the Pacific.
Yeah, it's Pacific. But it's in the bay though. It's like it's covered round.
Yeah.
So it must just be like a melee of different water streams coming in.
Yeah.
And all hit fucking.
Yeah, all messing up in there.
In that bay.
Yeah, it will be, won't it?
So that's why it's not ideal. So there was the life jackets found.
Yeah.
They never found the raft or anything like that. But a few days later or a few weeks later, a Norwegian shipping boat claimed that they seen a body lying in the water.
Yeah.
And they only reported it in like autumn. They only reported that they seen a body. So people saying, well, it could have been... How many bodies are floating around in San Francisco Bay around that time?
Could have been anything, yeah. Could have been anyone.
But that could have been one of them.
Yeah.
So there's one thing that...
Well, someone could have jumped off the bridge or anything.
Yeah, fucking smashed in the water.
Yeah.
So there's... Some people say it could have been them with that body. But then again, that's strange. Like, why was it reported? Why did they just... Because there was a... When these escaped, there was a massive... like hunt for him. The FBI was immediately involved.
Yeah.
And like all of the bay, the coast, everywhere was like covered.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would this like shipping company? They obviously know that there's people on the run. There's FBI everywhere. They're getting told, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And they see a body floating in the water. You just fucking ring up, wouldn't you, or something, or say something. You wouldn't leave it months.
That's what I mean.
And then somebody in the company just say something to somebody. Oh, we seen a body around that time.
But why would you? Why would you say it anyway? Regardless of...
You just carry on.
Promotion for your Norwegian shipping company.
Yeah, use us. We see bodies floating in the water.
Just get your name out there. Yeah. So
they're the reasons that people say they couldn't have survived.
Yeah. Which is plausible.
Yeah, I see that. I see the ice cold waters.
The life jackets floating.
Yeah. If there's life jackets floating, then there's... Oh, they've seen an oar. Because they used a piece of wood as like a paddle. That was floating somewhere.
Do you know what, though? Like, what I'm thinking is, if you're, 100 metres from the shore, on your final leg, and you're like, right, we can't just rock up on the raft in case anyone's just there, because we're fucked.
Yeah.
Life jackets off, oars out, leave it, ditch it, and we'll just swim the next...
Yeah, I totally agree.
100 yards.
Fucking blast it there.
Yeah, because it's right there.
And Frank Morris is intelligent here.
He's not stupid.
He could be thinking, let's throw him off here. Let's make it look like we might have died.
Yeah.
Leave your life jackets in the water.
Yeah.
Leave an oar floating around.
Yeah. And you got to think. And you're saying like the life jackets were still tied. You think?
Yeah.
You spent how long in Alcatraz? You're about to become the first people to escape.
Yeah.
I'm not untying that. I'm ripping it off.
Yeah, you're just fucking pulling it off here, aren't you?
Yeah. And you're diving in. These Olympic swimmers.
So that's that reason. Now, the reasons that they could have survived was the whole of the coastline for months afterwards was absolutely scoured, covered by the FBI, looking for dead bodies, and there was none.
Didn't find anything.
And everybody, like scientists, everybody said you would have found the dead bodies.
They would have.
They would have. Like 100%, there would have been dead bodies.
It's not sinking. They're not going out of the bay, are they?
No, they're not. Yeah, they're not going to go out of the bay.
Yeah,
you're gonna end up on one of the shorelines.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons. The other one is they didn't find anything else. Where was the raft?
Yeah,
that's going to float, isn't it? A load of 90 raincoats.
Yeah.
They're going to sink, aren't they?
Exactly. Do you reckon they took the raft with them?
Or hid it?
So imagine like Frank Morris's great-great-grandson's got the raft in his fucking...
Well, it goes even more. So, who is it? I think it's the Anglin brothers. Some relation. It might... I think one of the relations, they had a brother.
Yeah.
And sisters. And the son of the brother of one of the people who escaped, I can't remember if it was Frank Morris or the brothers.
Yeah.
On his deathbed, he said to his sisters, so this is like the brother saying to the sisters of one of the people who escaped, that he's all right and he escaped. And it was his last words, said to his sisters, don't worry, he's alive.
Yeah.
And then he died. And the son of that, the guy who said that was there, and quotes and says like, that happened.
Fucking hell.
So there's that. Then one of them...
What? So they obviously they didn't go back to their families. They just went, they just ran.
Just gone. Well, one of them...
Fiji.
Barbados.
Yeah.
One of the nans got... used to get roses sent to him on like the day of the birth or the birthday or something.
Yeah.
There's like a specific date to one of them. Used to get a rose sent to him every year after that. So she claims it's like...
They're still alive.
Yeah.
See, that's your evidence there, isn't it?
And then there's another one, which is even more mad, which the FBI claim they got a letter from Frank Morris.
I've seen that letter.
How mad is that? Now, that's like... I don't know what to think about that, because...
Well, it could be anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, imagine if he's taunting the FBI.
Yeah. Saying,
like, here I am.
You would do that, wouldn't you?
How fucking... he seems like the type of person to do that as well.
Big fucking bollocks on him, like.
Yeah, I haven't got anything on the letter, but...
I saw something about the letter.
They got a letter claiming... Yeah, I haven't got anything on it, but they got a letter claiming...
That he was still alive and he made it.
Yeah.
And they'll never find him.
Oh, that's fucking class, that.
Yeah.
So, there was another one that was one of the friends of the Anglin brothers claimed to have met the Anglin brothers in Brazil.
Like met up with them again?
Not even met up, bumped into them.
Just bumped into them?
How mad is that?
Fucking hell.
He was in Brazil, just like in a city somewhere.
You know what? Like,
and seen him. Like I don't know when it was, like 10 years later or something. Yeah. Like, wow.
They were 100% down in South America though.
That's where you're going to go, isn't it?
That's where they all go.
Yeah, definitely.
Go anywhere else. That's where I'd go anyway.
South America?
Yeah.
Brazil, on the beach?
Any of the countries.
Or the mountains, Peru. Cuba.
No, it's like the fucking Nazis, isn't it? Straight to Argentina.
Yeah. Building German towns.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't even hiding.
Exactly. Yeah. No. What do you think then?
I think they escaped.
You think they're alive?
I think, yeah.
Well, not anymore, like, but...
Well, yeah. I think it's that plausible.
Yeah.
That they escaped.
Yeah. I think I think with the the plan was that elaborate and that well thought out and that well executed.
Yeah.
There is no way that they just died at the end.
Yeah. I think the biggest one is that one, is about the scientists, like, say...
You would have found the bodies.
Yeah. And people in that bay or whatever, the bodies turn up. All the other people who escaped died in the waters, their bodies turned up.
Yeah.
But all three of these who escaped, just happened to be none of their bodies turned up on the waters.
Fucking hell, yeah.
I think they escaped. That's my...
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
And then, so that was like
1962.
So then 2 years later, Alcatraz.
Just called it quits.
Just goes, fuck, we can't do this anymore.
Yeah, this is too much. Yeah, that story's probably like just overloaded it, hasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. So not only is this like the most expensive prison to upkeep, it also isn't really like people actually escaped.
Yeah, there's the argument, isn't there?
Yeah, because they could always say, yeah, I know it's expensive, but no one escapes. It works. And now it's expensive and it doesn't even work.
Yeah, what would you do with it then?
Turn it into a national park.
That's it, yeah.
Earn all your money on fucking visitors, tours.
Imagine if it'd be a cool place to live.
Yeah.
Imagine if you're like just a crazy millionaire. You should have this big rock in San Francisco that you live on.
Live on the rock.
Host massive parties. People from like the show can like hear these parties going on.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. Exactly like them.
No, it's just insane, that, isn't it? And it does explain that. Like, what? So, how do you close a prison?
Transfer everybody out.
Yeah.
And then
Sorry, guys. Time's up. You have to go to all the other.
You go back to a normal prison.
Yeah. Not staying here with all our good food anymore. We're shutting down.
No more jazz nights.
Yeah, exactly. It's mental, like, isn't it?
Yeah, and then squatters just jump in.
Yeah. So it closes in 64.
Yeah. 63, I think.
63.
Or 64, something around then.
So then, and then when was it? And like made into a national park and visitors and tours were allowed. So
it was designated as a national historic landmark in 1986.
So it had like 15 years of.
So there was a bit of time there.
Of squatters and graffiti.
Well, actually, that's it, yes, okay. So in 1969, the island was occupied by squatters. It was Native Americans.
Oh my God.
And it was like kind of like an activist movement.
Yeah.
Of like, for like Native Americans. That's a cool place to have your movement.
Like a commune.
Yeah. Fucking doing like protests and shit like that on the rock.
Heavy.
That's fucking class, that. Yeah, and then they got rid of them, 1986.
Yeah. National
Historic Landmark. Go and visit it.
And you have?
Yeah.
And I bet it's expensive to do.
I think so. I think it was. I think there's a massive queue as well. And for some reason we got like this fast track.
Yeah.
And it was funny seeing like all people lined up.
Oh.
And then you just jump on this next boat that they've been waiting like hours for. Just rock up.
No, it is crazy. Do you know what? I was looking at the videos and that, and I think I would like to go. I'd like to go to San Francisco anyway, because it's got a bit of like.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
Yeah.
The hippie movement.
It is, yeah.
It's iconic. It's an iconic city in America, isn't it?
Mm. It is that bridge.
Yeah.
Can you beat it?
I don't think you can.
Best bridge in the world?
What's some other bridges?
Runcorn?
Runcorn's decent.
Runcorn Bridge. Do you know it's the same... I've got a funny story, actually, I'll tell you after the podcast.
Do you want to say it on...
My train to... No, I won't say it on the podcast.
Okay.
I was on the train to Birmingham for work the other day, and my train was... I missed my first train, so I had to get this train with like loads of changes on, and this Australian woman who was getting the same train. And so I sat with her the whole time, just talking.
Wait, how old is she?
Like 40.
Yeah. So they're a good age to talk to, aren't they?
Yeah.
4-year-olds always provide good conversations.
And she said, like, when she first came to England, she moved here. She used to live in London 10 years ago, and she moved up north when she met her husband. Moved to Liverpool, and she said she first got here and she saw one of the lamb bananas.
Oh yeah.
In like Crewe train station or Runcorn train station or something like that.
Yeah.
And the one there has the Runcorn Bridge on it, and she got there and she was like, "Why is that?" Lambanana got the Sydney Harbour Bridge on it.
The Sydney Harbour Bridge.
It's by the same designer.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is the same,
it's
isn't
a
it?
mini Sydney Harbour Bridge, and I've never noticed it before.
That's ridiculous.
And when I went on that walk on Friday night, you can see it from like the top of Reno.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It's Sydney Harbour.
it's a mini Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Well, that is very bizarre.
Yeah, so maybe Runcorn Bridge is the best bridge.
Possibly. That is so bizarre, actually.
Yeah. It was mental, like, but no, that story, the story of Alcatraz, the story of Antolin Alcaraz, is a seriously good one.
I think
it's almost made up.
Yeah,
I was thinking that when you were telling me that, and like when we were talking before, I was thinking, how is this real?
It's like it's just a film, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a film.
It is. We're not gonna get. It's just a story. It's a story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, we're saying, I don't know how we can talk about this like it's true. Like this happened. There's videos. You can go to it. It's
very peculiar.
Yeah, it's typical fucking Americans, isn't it? Yeah. Fucking hell. I don't know. Right. How long have we been going, Steve? Yeah, anything else you want to say about Alcatraz before we...
No, I think I've covered everything.
Yeah.
I think my memories are coming back to me now.
You are really lucky to have gone. Like, that's like...
Yeah.
That's a nice experience, that.
One of the things I can vividly remember after talking about it is the heads in the bed.
I saw the pictures of them.
Yeah.
I don't know why they still got them there. Because didn't they... So when they found out that they got away, it was... They do the calls in the night, and there's 2 in the night.
Yeah.
And then there's like the 6:30 call, which is like everybody needs to get up.
Yeah.
And the first 2 calls, you don't need a response because you could be asleep.
Deep sleep.
Yeah. The second one, you need to respond.
Mm.
The third one, sorry, you need to respond, and no one responded. So then the guard goes in and gives him a poke, and the head just fucking rolls off the bed. What would you even do in that situation?
First of all, you're screaming as loud as possible.
Yeah, and it smashes on the floor.
Yeah.
There's hard tiled floors, paper mache. It breaks the nose breaks off, doesn't it? And you're like,
yeah, you're screaming.
Yeah, your face is a picture, and then obviously you realise
they've done you.
Fuck,
they've got you.
Yeah,
fucking done it.
This is the end. Yeah, what do you even do? How do you react in that situation? I couldn't react quickly. I'd need a minute to fucking process what was going on.
Yeah, you'd sit down and just be like, wait a second, what the fuck?
Steve, am I fucking crazy here? Is that what?
Have a look at this.
Yeah. And then you go to the next cell. Have you heard anything in the night? Hello? The same again. And the next cell.
And then all 3 cells in a row.
Exactly. And then in the 4th cell, you've got fucking, what's his name? Paul...
Alan West or whatever.
Alan West.
With his own head.
With him and... He's got 2 heads.
Oh my God.
And then he spills the whole story, doesn't he?
He gives it all away. Tells it all.
As you would, because you'd just be bitter as fuck, wouldn't you?
Definitely.
Too right.
Yeah, you'd want them to be fucking... They didn't wait for you.
Yeah, because he fancied another muffin at dinner time. Couldn't fit through his hole.
Yeah, his hot dog. He had too many hot dogs.
Too many hot dogs. Too many T-bone steaks.
Yeah, I think the at that point the prison just went into full lockdown.
Yeah.
Immediately, and then they realised
they're gone.
Fucking done it.
Because that's like 6 o'clock
clapping
in the morning.
Well in.
7 hours later. Long gone.
If you made it to the shore, what are you doing? Stealing a car? Cars were dead easy to steal then.
Yeah, easy.
Or just jump on a tram or something.
Straight on a train.
Just go in any direction.
Yeah. You need to get changed though. What the overalls like? You can't be in your fucking prison overalls. That's what I don't get.
Yeah, you'd have to. You think no? You couldn't mug somebody as well, couldn't you? You don't want to bring too much attention.
It's probably a car in it. Do you reckon they stayed together, or do you reckon it was kind of like shake hands and?
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah.
You get right to the shore. And right.
Cheers, boys. You just run off.
That's it. Never see each other again.
I know. Yeah, I don't know what they do.
Or do you think they had like a meet-up? I'll see you in Brazil. See you in Brazil in 3 years.
Yeah.
On the beach.
All of them in Brazil, in the Copacabana.
Yeah, fucking partying.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd love to know. Genuinely would. and it's another horrible, horrible situation where we're never ever going to find out.
We don't know.
No.
The coolest bit, though, the cool out of the whole thing is when they got to the roof, like just being in that moment,
Yeah.
looking at all, because it would have been lit up, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
All the
it would have been,
the bay, you'd hear all the music and
You
everything.
can hear the sea, the waves are crashing against the rocks, and you're like,
It would have been nice sea breeze.
you've got your
in
raft on your
June.
back.
Looking out, here we go.
Yeah.
Fucking part of history.
This is it.
That's so fucking cool.
Not even thinking about Alan West, are you?
No, long gone he is.
Yeah.
Just looking at that shore. You're gonna be in a bar tomorrow,
Yeah.
having a drink,
You're going to be on a train and on your way to fucking Mexico.
playing your accordion.
Oh, right. How long?
We've done an hour and a half nearly.
That's fucking special, that's Steve.
So
It is.
I think we pulled another one out there.
We have. It's been a good one. It's been strange. Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. It's been strange just being us two again.
Yeah, it's been a bit odd.
It has. I do miss having the third person. We're gonna 100%. We're gonna have ones where we're on our own again.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna have ones where we've got different people on, but
Yeah.
you know, we're all here for the listeners. We only do it for you guys. Anything we want to say, Steve? Have you been putting any stickers around?
I haven't put any on, but I've gave quite
Give a few out.
a few people have got the stickers, so
Yeah.
wherever they've stuck it.
I've been well behaved recently, so I haven't been out the house, but
I
I need to get
You've
out.
just stuck it all around your house.
Yeah. I love my car. It's just my car. But no, should we call it a pod?
Yeah, call it that.
Right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we'll be back next week.
This was brought to you by Merdley Productions.